Do you know what the number one thing that is getting in the way of your health and happiness? I'll give you a hint. If you don't think of it, then you should think of yourself as a loser. No, it's a thing that I have been working through for years, and that's self loathing. This constant conditioning that I'm never enough. Nothing that I do will make any sort of difference. Um, Even if I win, it doesn't really matter. No one's paying attention to me. It's so heavy, this self loathing. This is things that I've worked through for years, and I still come into these rash kind of decisions about myself. And where does that come from? I want to explore this today on the pod. I'm coming straight at you here too, so I'm not even going to throw up the just my theme music and my title or anything like that. It's just coming right at you. For those of you here for the first time, my name is Spencer Mark. I am a board certified health and wellness coach. I deal primarily with men and helping them achieve long lasting health and happiness. And this is a topic I really want to discuss because the self loathing is something that gets in the way and crowds our idea of what happiness can be for ourselves. It keeps us from realizing what happiness can be for ourselves. It keeps us from feeling good. And I speak from personal experience. The loathing came from me being fat and then being, maybe poor with my kids or my past relationships or mistakes I've made in the past. And then if I continually worked on this self-loathing program, then I would have this tendency to blame other people for my self-loathing, for my feeling poor. And this is something that I need to halt by growing a greater awareness. And that's what this show is coming to you about. Is I'm going to give you four steps, four actions you can take to halt the self-loathing and to bring about more awareness with actionable tips for you, to where you can realize happiness. You can realize some lightness and not being so hard on yourself, especially on a Friday. It's fun to have fun on a Friday. And every day can be a Friday with knowing this type of stuff. So keep in mind that we want to know what is really self-loathing, and it's not like this. It's not a drama. A lot of people think it's like, even though you're causing drama to yourself, it's just a habit. It's just a habit that we unconsciously fall into. And the more we gain greater awareness that what's happening inside of our body, if we're feeling tight, if we're feeling dysregulated in our own nervous system to where you're pissed off, you're down on a lot of things around you, stopping and paying attention to that is just so crucially important. And you might find the harshest critic in your life is you. The harshest critic in my life was me. The way I looked, the way I acted, the way you even sound. Gotta stop it because it's a heavy feeling. So it's just that knee jerk voice again that always just says, "Oh man, you made a mistake. You screwed up. Your life's over, man." Because you need to be perfect. You need to be doing better every day. You need to be out there grinding. You need to be out there proving yourself and being a success. Well, that's a little bit backwards. I'm tired of that. You might be tired of that too. Having other people's voices affect your opinion of yourself. And if you don't reach some sort of pinnacle or to attain some kind of ideal in somebody else's eyes, then the tendency could be to hate on yourself. So this whole idea here is to help you stop feeling that you need to impress other people and just be yourself. And when you can do that, when you can be aware to do that, that's when true freedom really happens. And that's when you take a hold of this identity shift. So this is something that we can continue to train and to change and to just get a shift going. This doesn't have to be an all-out overhaul at this point. It's just take one little thing that you're going to get from this episode and just begin to start moving and shifting in another way. And this isn't about giving you more tips and points on having more self-esteem for yourself. Okay, this self-esteem is something that you give yourself when you can stop the bleeding, when you can stop the fear fear and loathing, really, is just to realize a truth for yourself. This is when the shift happens, to realize that you're in charge of your own thoughts and how you talk to yourself. and to not let outside influences affect how you are feeling. You and you alone are in charge of what you should be feeling. It's not caused by another, it's something within you. And so when I run into a situation where someone upsets me, says something in a certain tone of voice, it's not that person's fault. It's not that person's doing. There's something within me, like, what is it about that tone that really upsets me? That takes a hell of a lot of awareness. So, again, knowing this, having greater awareness with these tips is going to allow you to never not have self-loathing again. It's just going to help you repair quickly. You'll be more aware of what those triggers are for you to where you can correct and feel much better about yourself because you know what? I I felt this way, but then I was aware of it. I counteracted with an actionable step and I feel better now. So that's your ability to go into, let's say, a negative state and then to snap back into a more positive realm. That's snapping back. That's called resilience. Being able to be stretched to a certain degree, still snap back. So this is a resilience builder more than anything. So let's just take a look at what the science, the 4 steps are. As you take a look at the science, what's shown to, and proven to work is to write it down, even if it's just 2 minutes of journaling first thing in the morning. What it does is it really helps clear the noise in your head. One book that I read, just one book, this book I read called The Artist Way. It's an excellent book because it helped me tap back into my creativity. That's what the whole book is about. And there's this exercise in there called morning pages, where you get up first thing in the morning and you longhand write 3 pages of whatever comes out of your head. And you're to never to read it. You never talk to anybody about it. Well, I'm talking about it. Maybe it's like the first rule of Fight Club. We don't talk about it, but you don't share what was on the page. The point is just to get you writing and to really get you out of your, just to kind of get you out of your head and more out of your conscious thoughts and into your subconscious thoughts. Because you can talk about your dreams. A lot of times I just write my dreams out and maybe just kind of interpret what those are. You can write about maybe your day, but the thing is that even if you're writing like, I hate this, I don't like this is stupid, you go ahead and write that out. And by the time you hit to the second or the third page, you're going to find yourself talking about some really poignant stuff that you wouldn't consciously think about. The subconscious thoughts begin to bubble up and you can speak on those things. So when you do that, you can start to understand your subconscious triggers of what might be pissing you off out there and getting you to be bad on, hating on yourself. So what it does is just really journaling clears the noise out of your head and it just works. That's what it is, right? We need to be able to see it. We need to get it out of us. We need to speak it, in order to get it out. Another thing is too, when this harsh inner critic talks to us, talk back to the dude. I mean, he's a bully. The best thing you could do with a bully is stand right up to him, look right at him, and stare him down right back. And it's going to back off. That bully feeds on our fear. It feeds on our sense of lack in our life. So talk back to that bully. Talk back to that inner critic. When you take a look at that inner critic's not really there to really hurt us. That inner critic speaks from a lot of hurt and trying to keep us from being hurt too. So catch that harsh critic by looking right back in the eye and say, you know what, thanks very much. I got it though. You can back down. I'm in charge, right? So just give him a clear and believable counter. It's like, I'm the grown up here and I take charge of my thoughts and work on that. And that takes imagination. It takes courage and continually work on that. So talk back to that inner critic, talk back to that bully, because that bully is the one that needs love more than anything. Is anyone out there? Have you ever dealt with a bully? I've dealt with lots of bullies. Those bullies deal with a lot of stuff back at home, and they have their own issues they want to deal with. But you gotta be able to talk back, speak up for yourself. Another thing, the third thing here is showing compassion for yourself. Not necessarily softness. Compassion can have an edge to it. You could be ruthlessly compassionate for yourself and to kind of keep back the boo birds, keep back the negativity. You got to show some strength with this mercy. Being a harsh supporter of yourself, right? So you got to really stick up for yourself. This when you start to feel this inner you knows that you have your own back, and that you love yourself fiercely. And just know that when you can give yourself that self-love, that's going to be fuel for harder reps. So the science shows is that when you can give yourself this fierce compassion, no matter what, in any sort of situation, when you kind of, even when you're using sarcasm on yourself, look into that. I feel sarcasm is kind of can be a slippery slope. Yeah, it can be a lot of fun sometimes, but there's typically some kind of like a agenda underneath that. There's a negativity bit there, or something we're being harsh on ourselves or harsh on others. So, and that's necessarily bad. I'm just saying that sarcasm can be just a key indicator that something else is happening. And the fourth thing, guard your circle. So, people and inputs are either oxygen or smoke. They're either going to breathe in inspiration for you or they're going to cloud your vision. So just know there's some people that are going to clear your lungs in your life, and then there are other people that are going to clog your lungs, right? So some people are a breath of fresh air, and some people are a pack of Marlboro Reds. So it's okay to take a look at your friend circle when you're journaling and saying this person clouds my vision. This person only opens up my eyes. I need to start paying attention to those people that open my eyes because that's what I want for myself. Like you remember, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. That's science. Okay. That's measurable. So audit your friends, audit those people that you're talking to the most. If you're not feeling that you're giving yourself the love that you want, are you around people that are down on themselves? Is anyone out there ever dealt with that before? To where you're with someone, you're in a good mood and you're talking to this person. Yeah, well, I got up this morning and then my wife burnt my toast and then the coffee was like all watered down and then my car wouldn't start and then my shoes were untied and it's like, well, dude, man, can you think of anything good that's happening to you today? You woke up today for one. And number two, that you're here talking to me and I'm a hell of a guy. So pay attention to those conversations that people are having. Are they always a downer? Because being a downer, people are heavy when they're a downer. It sucks. Like over time, the older we get, we need to be able to like let that shit go. We need to subtract more from our lives. That's what's great about midlife is that we're not necessarily about acquiring. Whoa, I just knocked my glass. We're not about acquiring more shit. And that means shit for ourselves and shit from other people. We don't want to acquire more shit. We want to dump that shit out and get it out so we can enlighten ourselves to take us farther into our life. We hit a certain point in midlife to where it's not about accumulation of things, jobs, careers, boats, cars, houses. It's about letting go, simplifying, minimizing. This upcoming move that my wife and I have, that we're moving to Cape Town, we're selling everything inside of this house, selling our cars, and we are just going to live out of our suitcases and just work out from there. We are dropping things. Okay. So that's one step that we're doing. So those are the 4 steps. Write this stuff down, talk back to your inner bully, and show compassion at the same time for yourself, and then guard the circle of people that you're around. So how does this fit within the image framework? This is where I do my coaching and consulting with men is we work this framework, this image blueprint, which is free, by the way, I might add. And if you look into the description, you can download your free image blueprint, which is going to lay out everything that you need to do and to realize in order to live the life that you want, full of health and full of happiness, everything from your mindset to your body to your spirit, your relationships, everything. So let's take a look at where this fits. The number one thing here is, how does this fit in your identity? So when you're working out of that self-loathing, just know that a good mantra is that I'm not broken. I repair fast. I repair fast. I am strong. I am capable. I am flexible in any situation. Find a mantra that works for you that you're telling yourself, but say the words I am. And if you're having a problem understanding like what I am is, just say the word that you want. Health, wealth, prosperity, perfect love, whatever it is that you need to give yourself, say that word over and over. And that way you can begin to build an identity with that word. Now, Awareness. This is the big piece here, too, to understand what happens here. So, name the lies in real time. When you hear your self talk going, look, I'm no good, I've never been good, that's a lie. That's a lie. Nobody loves me. I'll never find love. I'll never find my mate. That's ridiculous. That's a lie. We're lying to ourselves. So catch that in real time. Say that is a lie. So how can we reverse that? I haven't found my love yet. I know I'm getting closer to finding the love of my life. Today, I'm getting closer to finding the love of my life. Getting closer, getting closer. Listen to that lie and then flip it around and make it a truth for yourself, something you feel. And then the goals. Let's look at the goals side of it. So you try not to chase feeling better, just track just these tiny little wins. I guess what this means is just find a very micro movement that kind of helps you begin get out of self-loathing. What is that for you? Is that going out for a walk? That's typically it, one of my all-time favorite things to do, in a secret. Just if I could just get in a 10 to 15-minute walk, I will begin to feel better. Left, right, left, right, left, right. This movement back and forth with your legs, that's going to take your thoughts back and forth to different hemispheres of your brain. That's what EDMR is about. EMDR is about. I always mix it with electronic dance music and this therapy, but you put the little shockers in your hand and it goes left, right, left, right. It's to get your eye movement going back and forth through the hemispheres of your brain, and it helps you process past memories. So that's what a walk does for me too. Let the left, right, left, right. So that's a goal of mine. Always go out for a walk and move my body. If I'm lifting, if I'm doing yoga, I got to use my body. And that helps me pull into self-love, self-care practices, and out of self-loathing. So find what works for you. And then we want to embody this. So breathing deep, standing tall when the critic spikes. Okay, so when that critic speaks up, you can roll your shoulders back and say, I am here and now in this body, in this strong body, and I am strongly aware that I am improving each and every day. Whatever that is for you, but embody these words. Come from a feeling, generate a good winning feeling. So you're not just giving yourself just mindless talk. Try to connect the talks that you're declaring for yourself from a feeling that you've once felt before. Conjure up a strong feeling. You might get that from watching kids play at a park, or watching your children play, or watching dogs, going out for a walk, observing nature. The other day I watched Rocky with Adele. I got so pumped. That provides such a strong feeling of like breaking through and taking your shot and being champ of the world, and your own personal champ of the world. Notice the feelings that comes up when you have these thoughts and make your declarations. And one thing that's going to help your metabolism, if we look at the metabolism piece, is that when you're stopping self-loathing, you're stressing less, you're feeling lighter, and you're going to get better sleep. You're going to get better rest. That means better recovery, more muscle growth is what it comes down to, more fat loss, more detoxification, less dis-ease happening in the moment. Okay? So also includes cravings, because when we're stressed, we typically crave. I know I crave pastry often, but when I'm stressed, even more. Right. And it doesn't help that I watch Great British Baking Show to kind of every night to kind of help me relax. But that's just a little something about me. What an amazing show that is. All right. Oh, it's a bread week. So that's always big. Got to rise to the occasion for bread week. Yeah. So let's take a look at this anti-self-loathing protocol. Now, this is something you can do in the mornings and in the evenings. Should take anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes. Very simple to do. In the morning, again, this will only take 3 to 4 minutes. Get on that one-page dump. Not the morning dump. This is the morning, like writing it out dump. So I should have been more clear on that. Basically, get a page. If you have, maybe if it's on your phone, but I prefer you just pick up a paper and a pen or pencil and write it down. Write what feels heavy to you, and write what matters today, and make a move towards that. Prove it. Get it out of your head. Get it out of your heart and onto paper. And look at that. That's something to be proud of. So that's going to help your self-loathing. Counter-strike. So pick one I think it was Marcus Aurelius who said, he said something, and I'm going to butcher that, but just know that there are people out there that are going to be poor to you. They're going to be against you. They're going to be talking bad about you. Just know that there are people out there that are coming to attack you. So whatever that thought is for today that might be conjuring up some bad feelings, some bad juju, write it out. Pick that ugliest thought and then write a true line that defeats that. So if that does come to fruition, if you do manifest that, if you think about it hard enough, also think about a line to counteract that. So when the situation happens, you're not surprised. You're ready for it. Okay. So and then write down, and then a micro win in the morning. You can just do one tiny thing that you can't fail. If you include protein at your breakfast, if you dropped and just did 10 push-ups, if you took a 10-minute walk, if you texted a friend that you haven't texted in a long time, just one little baby micro win. That's an amazing anti-self-loathing protocol for the morning. Now, for the evening time, I always have something in the morning and the evening because that's when your subconscious thoughts are more apt to be impregnated with your conscious awareness of the change you want to make. I'll get into that later. But the morning when you're kind of groggy, and at nighttime when you're a little bit drowsy too, is when you can get these messages through to your subconscious mind and really plant the seeds of change that you want. So in the evening time, should take about 3 minutes to notice what set you off today, what was it that you thought, and what's more true. So just notice basically understand what triggered you today, and then to kind of rewrite that and just to look at that at all sides, and write down what's really true to you, what speaks truth to you, what was false about that. Just getting it out on paper. Speak to yourself. Another thing is a compassion exercise. Speak to yourself like you're a strong friend. Okay, and write down what was hard for you today and what you did right. Okay. And here's what you're going to do for tomorrow. So it's acknowledging that some shit was hard, you've come through it, and then start to write down what you want for tomorrow. Because when you're going to sleep, it's good to ask your subconscious mind what answers you want. What's that question you have for yourself? The subconscious mind will help you come to an understanding of what it is that you want. You'll wake up. You'll wake up with the answer. The more you can understand is that your subconscious mind is there to bring everything into existence for you. The more you can get excited about going to sleep, because you're going to start bringing about and realizing the life that you want, because you know what to ask your subconscious mind. This is something I'm working on every day. It's pretty amazing. So compassion reframe for yourself at night. And then you can always do an audit of your friends. This is the circle audit. What people and what content did you absorb that gave you oxygen or smoke? Okay. And then note maybe one upgrade for the next day. It means hanging around somebody else, doing something else. You want inspiration. So that means fresh air. So you really start to pay attention to the people who give your ass some smoke. I don't want smoke. I did years of weed smoke. I'm done with that. Okay. I just want fresh air. I want inspiration. So, all right. Now here's some drills to break the cycle. So instead of I failed for the day, this all or nothing thing, okay, just rate it 0 from 1 to 10, find out one thing that went right for you. Just because maybe you cheated on your meal, let's just say, or you had ice cream or something, doesn't mean you should blow everything out. Just understand that, look, you didn't fail for the day. You just had some ice cream. So just kind of rate that as 1 being like no change whatsoever, or 10. You can do that. That's real simple. Just know that it's not an all or nothing approach. Don't catastrophize. Write down 3 wins for the day. Circle the smallest and repeat it for tomorrow. So just write down what was working there for you today. That's going to help break the cycle. It's going to help break this negativity bias that we have ourselves, where we're always looking for the bad. Look for the good. Be grateful for the things that are happening to you. Even write down the things that maybe haven't happened to you yet. Just start to imagine these good things happening for you, and they're going to appear for you. So You thank your wife for the love of your life, for the best love of your life. Thank your boss for the raise that you got. Even though it may haven't happened yet, thank them anyway, and it'll happen. Catch your compliments. So if someone praises you, just say thanks. I appreciate it, and log it down. And just use this. Don't feed off it like you need other people's compliments, but just notice when other people are feeding you some good and have some gratitude for that. And until you can kind of stand up on your own 2 feet, and just give yourself that gratitude anyway. Take in the good whenever you can. So if you catch a compliment, log it down, write it. Um, so understand this. There's a triage here. Just imagining like a triangle here. At the top is the oxygen. That's the clarity. Find the people and the inputs in your life that are giving you oxygen. Then there's the flat line, like no harm, no fuel. You might want to notice that too, because there might be people that don't really give you anything, but might not be giving you good or bad. They can still hang around them. And then watch for the people that are giving you smoke, confusion. And this might be the news. This is a lot of confusion and smoke. So you don't want to get choked off each and every week. So a few mistakes, common mistakes, and some quick fixes here. Dumping without action. This is the mistakes that are here, of what in the advice that I was just shooting out to you. So if you just dump without any sort of action whatsoever, it's not really going to help. At the end of every page you write, make an action for yourself and really work on it. That's when you really put this change into action. You actually got to move towards that. So that kind of leads to that kind of that rumination without really doing anything about it. And that doesn't do anybody good. So page dump, but actually have an action step afterwards. Fake affirmations. That's another mistake. I'm amazing. I love myself. And that may be true. But the thing is that between you're consciously telling yourself these things, but at the same time, your conscious is not going to allow, your conscious mind isn't going to let your subconscious know these things that you might feel that's false. Like saying, I am rich and I am successful. If you don't believe that, that's just some speaking. That's a fake affirmation. So that's why I brought up the point of just the things that you want, just bring up the word. And that way your mind can accept that. Your conscious mind takes the word wealthy, 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 or healthy, healthy, healthy. And you start, even though you may not feel like it, you begin to imagine what that word would be like for you. You start to put yourself in that word and seeing situations in your life where you are living a healthy life, a wealthy life, a life filled with perfect love or perfect self-expression. Okay, so fake affirmations. And again, common mistake, the wrong crowd. Feel if somebody's draining you. If it's a fake conversation or one you don't like, feel free to walk away. If you can't cut them out of your life, just shorten the time. Set your boundaries, change the setting. Notice, don't hang around them for their own good. This is about you. You have complete permission to do the things you need to do to feel better for you. And then waiting to feel worthy. Maybe if I attain this degree, if I get this certification, if I read this book, then I will be worthy. You're worthy now. So don't wait any longer. Just start it right now, because now is the only time there has ever been and ever will be. There is no future. There is no past. There's only now. So do it now. Okay. So some reflection prompts. What is one insult I keep firing at myself? And what's a truer line I'll use instead? So notice, is there a theme that you keep insulting yourself with? What is that line? Write out the insult and then take a look at that and then see, what can I do to reconstruct that? Okay. Who gives me the most oxygen? And then how will I add 15 minutes of it this week? So notice, of your friends, of the situations, of the activities, what gives you the most oxygen? And then how can you add 15 more minutes of that? Keep adding the good, adding the good. And then write down, last one here, where did I repair fast? And what made that possible? This isn't about not making mistakes or not self-loathing yourself ever again. It's just when it happens, You know what you did to repair. When you buy a car, you know it's going to break down someday. And it's just about making the repairs to the car to keep it up and running again. It's ridiculous to think that we're going to go through life perfect, because we're not. We're not human beings. We're here in Earth School. We're here to figure some shit out. We're here to run through these challenges and these problems to figure out an answer, and that what makes us better. We go through pain and make sacrifices in order to come out of it with more wisdom and more to share. So just know, where did I repair fast, and what made that possible? So again, the bottom line here in this whole thing, and I'm closing out with this, is that self-loathing is just bad training, but you can retrain it. Okay. So writing things down, counteract the lies that you're telling yourself, or that maybe a part of you and a part of your life is telling you. Stack up the micro wins, every little thing that you're doing in order to take action in bettering yourself. That's a win, man. Choose oxygen over smoke. And it's how you build respect for yourself and stop the rot. And remember, it is never too late to make your mark on this. Okay? Go to the link in the description, get your free image blueprint, print it out. I take you through a 5-day fill in the blank challenge. So you get an email from me that explains every part of the blueprint, to where at the end of the 5 days, you'll have your entire blueprint filled out, customized to your liking, and you put that on the fridge. You follow that blueprint, and you're on your way to realizing greater health and wellness for yourself. I thank you. I do love you. And if you have any sort of comments for me, please leave them in the description, and let's start discussing health and happiness for midlife men. We deserve it. All the best to you, man. Take care.